welcome back to my channel. Well, we're going to start today's video upstairs here, and as promised, I want to show you the sleigh bed that was my dad's that we decided to go ahead and put here in what I call the turquoise room. So this is it. It is a beautiful bed, and I think it matches perfectly. Yes, it is dark furniture, and I have a white dresser and a white TV stand. And I have, kind of turquoisey blue, bedside tables. But you know what? It's okay, you guys. It's all good. I love this. So again, this is what I call the turquoise room. And I'll take you around here and show you upstairs real quick. First, let me stop here at the landing. And these chairs are from Powell's Furniture, which is a local furniture store here. And I special ordered these big comfy chairs and picked out the fabric to match, if you will, or to have an element of each of the bedroom's colors. Because it's really eclectic up here. I really did each bedroom in a different color scheme. And so this has a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple, a little bit of green, So also got the table from that furniture store too. I think the chairs are from Flex Steel. And I could maybe have a picture of the fabric, and then you'll be able to see the number of the fabric that I used. Whether they still have it or not, I don't know. It's been a decade. So anyway, here is what used to be the happy room, and what was actually one of the rooms highlighted in the Country Sampler magazine. But when we gained 2 more grandsons, we decided to, add a couple of more beds in here. And I decided to make this room more the boys' room, or whichever boys want to stay in here. And Chris made that palette and those pictures are actually, some of them are not removable anymore because they kept falling off. We used Velcro to keep them on there. But anyway, this is another queen size bed. And then we got the bunk beds from Amazon, believe it or not. And the bedding is from Betty's. Really cute that you can just unzip. It's all in one. It's kind of an all-in-one. It's got a blanket underneath of it, and then kind of like sheets. And you just zip it up, and you're done making the bed. So, yeah, this turned out to be cute. I love the color of this room. I also have a swatch of the color that we used in here. I believe we got it from Home Depot, and that we got from IKEA. And the end tables we got from IKEA, I believe. But anyway, I have a whole video about how I did this room, so you could, maybe I'll try to link it below. And now I'll show you this bathroom real quick here. We have 2 bathrooms up here. One is an ensuite that goes off of this bedroom, and the other is these other two bedrooms share. And I did this one in kind of a corally pink color, and haven't changed it through the years at all. So it is, these bathrooms are tiny, but they, they serve a purpose, and they're real cute, and I like them. And then we use this bedroom for the person who might need to have a little bit more privacy. For instance, my dad always stayed in here. And this is what I call the purple bedroom for obvious reasons. And I just changed this quilt out just recently. I think I got the quilt for Bed Bath & Beyond, I believe. But anyway, we got the furniture from BJ's Wholesale Club, of all places. That's a table we had that Chris painted years ago. But like I said, 3 different colors. A hint too of what I do when people are coming to visit. I try to replace their pictures. There's my dad there, and my dad there. He was the last one to stay in here. And just, replace pictures of the person who's staying in here with my family. And then here's the little bathroom that goes along with this bedroom. And they have 2 little walk-in closets. This one, or one little walk-in closet in here, and then the blue bedroom also has one. So that is the upstairs of our house. So now we'll go down and do a little haul for you. And I've got all that sitting out on my kitchen island there. So I will be right back in just a second. Here I am in front of the camera, and as I said upstairs, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping in here today to see what I'm up to. And as you saw upstairs, I showed you, gave you a little tour of the upstairs bedrooms, and some of them might have looked different from the last time some of you might have seen upstairs. It's about 970 square feet up there. It's not huge up there, but it is enough room where we have those 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, and in the turquoise room where I decided to put my dad's sleigh bed. Isn't it pretty? It is so pretty, and it's going to remind me of him every time I go up there. It's also a nice size bed. It's a nice queen size bed, so that gives me queen size beds in all of the bedrooms, because the grandsons are going to be big boys. Sean is 6'2", and I guarantee you his two boys are going to be tall. And Mav's dad is about 5'9". So who knows? But there's some tall genes over here on this side of the family. So who knows how tall Mav will get. He's a little tight right now, but we'll see. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little tour, tiny little tour up there. But down here, there are a couple of things. One thing I wanted to thank a person for, and another question I wanted to answer before I get into the haul from today. This video may go over 30 minutes. I don't know. I try to keep my videos right about between 20 and 30 minutes long. I don't want to have to keep you all day long. And a lot of you say that you don't mind the longer videos, but a lot of people say they do mind them. So I always try to, find a good place for everybody to land, But Teresa Porter, I have never thanked you for this beautiful doily that you made for me. And I am so sorry that I have not had a chance to thank you. But Miss Teresa has made me a doily like this. She knows I have my tea in the evenings as I sit here on my sectional, and she gave me this lovely card as well. So with a beautiful note in it. She's made me some beautiful doilies. So thank you, Teresa, so much. And thank you for the beautiful card. And I appreciate that. And as I said the other day, you guys, thank you so much for all of the cards. They continue to come. Thank you in advance for all of that. Also, I didn't get a chance the other day to thank you for all of your beautiful comments on my Where Have I Been video, where I discussed my dad's illness. And, thank you for sharing your stories with me of the loss of your parents or loved ones. We all go through these seasons that are very difficult, don't we? And we just have to keep the faith that we are right where the Lord wants us to be at any moment in time. And I had to keep telling myself that the whole time that my dad was ill, that this is where we're supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to be doing. And, we're just following his will, and his will be done. So anyway, I wanted to thank you for all of those comments, though. They were absolutely beautiful and heartfelt, and I appreciated every single one of them. And I'm going to try not to cry through this video. Again, no promises. One of you asked when I told you that we sold our Sonata, that Chris sold our Sonata to Carmax. And a couple of you had asked me what that process is. And it's really not a difficult process at all, you guys. Our daughter, and the other reason we knew we could do this was because Candace, our daughter, used to work at Carmax, and she was a buyer for Carmax. She would go out and buy cars for Carmax. That was her job. It was a big job. So she told us one day, yeah, you can sell your car. Carmax will buy your car. And I'm like, what? So instead of trading the Sonata in on the minivan that we got, we've done this for the last several of our you know, vehicles that we've purchased. We just take it in there and say, hey, we are interested in selling whatever car. The other day it was the Sonata. And we'd like to see what you would give us for this. And you can look up the Blue Book value. You can go to Edmunds, EDMUNDS.com and check the value of your car. Of course, you have to rate its condition and, you know, be honest when you rate the condition of the car and whatever. And they will give you kind of a fair market value of what you might expect to get from Carmax or from, you know, or if you would sell it outright or whatever. But we were really happy with what Carmax came back with, and we accepted their offer. And you do, you go in there, a buyer goes and looks at your car. That's one of the jobs of one of Candace's jobs, was that she would go out and she would assess cars that people have brought in that wanted to sell their cars. And then she would give them an estimate. And if they decided they wanted to accept it, then she would buy the car from them and do all the paperwork and everything. It's a painless process. It is a lot more painless, we think, than trading your car, because it's, you know, I feel like half the time they rob Peter to pay Paul. In other words, they're going to jack up the cost of the car, or if you have a trade or whatever. So we don't like to trade our cars. So that's why we go ahead and sell them and then go to purchase and put down a cash deposit, you know. Thankfully, we had the cash this time, so we were able to sell the Sonata after the purchase of the van. And we had to do that quick that day because also, too, you can't, you know, negotiate with them. They give you this price, and that's the bottom line, and that's what they'll offer you. And they're not going to, you can't go back and say, oh, well, can you give me a little bit more, or blah, blah, blah. Can't do that. Their bottom line, and it's set, and that's what they'll offer you. And if you're willing to accept it, then you accept it. They give you a check right there. You could go deposit in your bank account and be done right then and there that day. So we love doing it that way. We feel like we've saved money doing it that way. So there we go. Thought I would give you that explanation. You guys had asked me about that in the other video, the video I put up on Monday, my car chit chat. Please know that I do read all of your comments, you guys. And I made a huge effort to comment back to every single one of you who commented on my Where Have I Been video, because I thought it was, well, I think they're all important to comment to, but you guys, sometimes I get a little overwhelmed, I have to admit, and I just did not get back to answer anybody back from the car chit chat video. But I appreciate every view, and I appreciate every comment. And if you can't leave a comment, if you can just leave me a heart emoji, just something just to show that you and click the like, you know, show that you interacted with my video. YouTube likes those algorithms. Also subscribe if you haven't. I'd appreciate that. I'm going to try to reach 40,000 one of these days. Help me reach that goal, would you? Anyway, alrighty, let's get started here. I'm going to start with Hobby Lobby, then I'm going to go into Amazon and do a little bit of a clothing haul, and then into some coastal, and then my home goods haul is nothing but coastal. So let's start out with my Hobby Lobby, just kind of sage green haul. I literally came in and dropped this stuff in this bag. I don't even remember what I purchased. So it's going to be a surprise to me too. But let's start out with this pretty little picture. I thought this was pretty. And this kind of looks like my house nowadays, doesn't it? It's just such a pretty little looks to be like a maybe hydrangea picture. And this was half price. It was $26.99, half off, but it is super pretty. And this is a sage green. This is a sage green. It might not be telescoping that correctly on the camera, but it is that. So now let's see what's in the bag. These little jobbies. Look at these. And they were on clearance for $3.99. $3.99 for this size. And I think this is the only size I got. I got 4 of these. Yeah. And I like these for hanging. I have hooks underneath my ivy table shelf here, hanging on hooks. I like them for hanging on the top of a lantern or on the edge of a shelf. You know, all kinds of little areas that you could put these. So I got 4 of them because I have a lot of little places I could put them. So those are cute. And then I got a couple of more little hangy jobbies, and these were $5.99 a piece. And these are like medallion kind of flowers, flower medallions. And they have little tassels on them. So again, I don't know where I'm going to put this stuff, but you'll see moving forward where they end up, either for spring or maybe in with my coastal. I don't know. So then I just have these two little kind of cutting board looking things here with little beads on them. These were also on clearance for $8.99. So I thought these were pretty, kind of like a medallion overlay on them, floral medallion overlay on them. They're pretty. So I got those. And that's all I got. That's all I got from Hobby Lobby that day. Let's move on to Amazon now. And the first thing I wanted to show you is something, Chris and I do have a cruise coming up. Just to let you know that when my dad was ill, we were scheduled to go on a back-to-back Mexican Riviera cruise. We had to cancel that, of course, because I was not going to leave. We weren't going to leave when Dad's so ill. And thankfully, we had taken travel insurance out. So Princess is who we always cruise with, gave us future cruise credits. And we have booked, guess what? A back-to-back Alaska cruise, you guys. We were able to move our flights out a year, so we didn't get money back for the flights, but we did get to, I think it's American that we're flying, they did move the flights out for a year, so we were able to, it was an even Steven exchange for the flights. To be honest, we did have to put a little bit more money in the kitty, so to speak, to cover Alaska, just because Alaska is more expensive than the Mexican Riviera. You wouldn't think it would be, but it is. So, but anyway, we're rescheduled for that. And as you know, for my formal nights, I usually wear, here I am at one of our most recent formal nights, maybe last September. I have this sequin tank top on with a black kimono. And I thought in Alaska, it's a little chillier. And if it's even, we're going in June, but even in June, it's still chilly, So I thought, well, let me get a little something to go over my sequin tops. And I actually got a new one. And this is kind of a pink and white one. Isn't that pretty? And here I am in it with this. And this is one of those same little sweaters that I've worn for Christmas time. They now have it in this beautiful pink color. Now, as you can see, I ordered a 3X, and I am really truly between a 1X and a 2X, you guys. But I upsized with this thing, and I upsized as far as you can upsize with this, and it is a 3X. This is it's stretchy, definitely, but definitely at least size up one size if you get this. I would suggest that you do. And then this is a 2X, and this is big on me, a little bit big on me. But I'd rather be big than too small, too big than too small. So, but I think this is going to be a pretty little combo with pink shoes. If I can get some pink glittery shoes, I'll buy them. But isn't that pretty? So that'll be one with, Chris suggested I wear white slacks or capris or ankle pants if I can find them with this. And I thought that's a perfect idea. White with this, would that be pretty? So this will be one of my formal night outfits. So I wanted to show you that first. For those of you who are cruisers who would like a little, something different than a gown or a long dress, or even, everybody does formal nights differently. This is the way I do them. And I love dressing up a little bit for formal nights, Now you can see this top I have on here today. It has got a square neckline. See that? Sorry if I messed with my microphone there. Square neckline. And you can see me here in this whole outfit. I've got a pair of black ankle pants on and this pretty black cardigan. It is chilly willy out today, you guys, here in Virginia. I'm taping this, by the way, on Sunday, so I'm hoping to get this up. Hopefully you saw this at noon on Monday. Fingers crossed if I can get everything done and edited and everything and up by noon tomorrow. But it is raining and chilly willy here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Really chilly. So I have but you know what? We go out to eat and I usually layer. But I love these little tops. And this top is a 2X. This is a 2X because of the girls, you guys. I don't necessarily need it in the body, but I do in the girls. So I wanted to show you, I got 3 other tops that are just like this neckline. And they have like newer patterns out right now with Amazon. You know, Amazon does the same kind of patterns on all different kinds of shirts and stuff. But for instance, I do have this shirt in a cold shoulder top as well. But I did get this, and all of these are the same, and they fit me the same as this shirt. So I didn't change into all these to take pictures of myself. So did get the purple. And then I got this is really pretty on. I love a shirt that has a black background like that, or white like that. I really like the white, and I don't wear a lot of white because of my size, you guys, you know. I'm not crazy about wearing white, but I tend to, yeah, as you know, I tend to, you know, lean toward the blacks. But I really like a black background on a shirt, but I do love the pop of pink on this shirt. Lovely, again, with the square neckline. Super pretty, I think it's flattering, you know. And then I did get, again, with the black background with the blue though. I did get a blue. Now I'm looking for, I tried to get a cobalt blue sweater too. Well, maybe in this light it's not too bad. No, that's not right. That looks more purple. That was called blue. But this is like the same sweater I have on in the black. And this is just like a cardigan. It does have a pocket. Super comfortable, perfect for layering, whether you're in the wintertime or in the summertime, perfect for layering. But I need to find me a top that's gonna match this blue, or just wear it all over black. And then I thought wearing a blue with this would be really pretty. But anyway, so I did get a few more tops. My tops are faded. That's one thing about, you know, buying Amazon stuff, it fades, and I switch it out, you know, because it's not that expensive. So I've been refreshing some of my tops for sure. So there we go. That's the entire clothing haul. The rest of my haul is to do with the coastal decor. First off, I got this little, it came in a little box like this, and I got myself a little nightlight to put out here in the kitchen. Look at that. With the little turtle. Isn't that cute? A little shell. I just love this. And then it just, you know, of course, hooks on. Right like that. Plug it into the wall. And it's got a switch on it. So I just thought that was super cute. And that looks to be like an LED bulb, which is good. It won't get hot. So I thought that was super cute. Then I got this is just a canvas picture. I have no earthly idea where I'll put this, you guys, but I love the little turtle. He's so cute. And maybe on my little hutch back, my big hutch back there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where this will end up, but I think it's super pretty and not expensive at all, you guys. Of course, none of this was very expensive. So, but it's cute. And of course, and for those of you who don't know, last year was my first year of doing a coastal decor series. And I don't have a lot of coastal decor. I have like 1 bin worth downstairs. And as you all know, as I go through my seasons, I purge. Well, I'm not purging anything from the coastal because I don't have that much, you know. So I didn't have to purge the coastal when I took it down or get rid of stuff I didn't use. So I will be bringing that bin back up, and we'll be working out of that bin and with the things that I'm showing you now for this year's coastal design. And as I explained the other day too, I am going to do a coastal versus a patriotic, which I know a lot of people probably will be doing because of our 250th birthday here in the United States. But I've chosen to keep it soft and work quiet for my pea brain right now, because I'm just a mess. So I want it to be calm and serene, and coastal to me means calm and serene. So I'm going to be doing coastal again. Plus I love doing it. I love working with these greens and blues. I love it. So that's that. And then I got myself just a throw. Like a quilted throw, which it's got kind of a scalloped edge, and that's the back of it. And you can see it's just Isn't that pretty? So that'll either go on the back of my sectional or it'll go in one of my chairs or over a basket somewhere or something like that. And that's the back. Isn't that pretty? Love it. So, got me a throw too. Like I need another throw, you guys. I've got more throws. And Carter has pills. Don't tell anybody though, okay? I probably need to go through my throws and do some purging in that department. Definitely. Okie dokie, so that does it for my Amazon haul. So let's move on to home goods. Now there's one thing I'm going to save till the very end, and you guys are going to think I'm crazy for buying it, but I love it and it's different, but I think it's going to be really pretty when I get it into place. So I'm going to start over here, and that is sitting right there. So I'm going to show it to you at the end. That's the very last thing I'm going to show you because I think it's so pretty. Okay, so walked into Home Goods and oh my goodness, I hit pay dirt. They had a whole little table full of coastal decorations. First things I picked up were these two little seahorses and their candles. Look at that, it smells so good. But aren't they cute? They are just the cutest thing. And once I burn the candle, then I'll put something else in the back, either a votive candle or I'll show you this right now. Or I can use this. I got a whole jar of filler of just like little shell fillers and little rocks. Isn't that pretty? And you know, I always use my sugar bowl and creamer here on this tray, my milk glass sugar bowl and creamer, things like that and things like this. Well, I'll use these for. But these little jobbies were $7.99. And this was, oh, there it is, $7.99 too. So, cutie patooties though, huh? I love them. And my coastal is going to be some sage greens, some soft greens like that, whites, creams, pops of blue, all the colors of, you know, of the coast, greens and blues and creams and whites, and I love it. I love it. Then I got a couple of candlesticks. Candlesticks are another one of my weaknesses, but look at these little candlesticks with the, what would that be, seaweed or whatever, like the coral kind of growing up out of the bottom of them. Aren't they pretty? So for taper candles, and these were $12.99 a piece. And yes, I paid, they're nice and heavy and very pretty. So I love these. And I would say they're about 12 inches tall. So love those. Chris actually, this isn't coastal, but Chris actually came over and he goes, here you go, here's some green candles. Looky here. He brought me these sage green candles, and these were $8.99 a pack for 6, which I thought is a really good deal. They're unscented, but I have so many candle holders that I'm forever changing out candles in. These are going to be perfect. So luxury tapers, they're called. So they were cute. And I found some plates. Check out these little turtle plates. Set of 4 plates. Aren't they cute? Love that. And you remember this? There's a method to my madness, you guys. I also have some turtles from last year that I remember. So cute. 4 of those. Then I picked up these when I was in line. And these, you're like, oh, what are you doing with that color, Arlene? Well, I have a picture. I can't even remember what's on it, but that goes on my mantle. Right in the center, it takes center stage there on my mantle, and it has a touch of this color. And I'm not going to use these in abundance, but I am going to put some of these into the, I have vases that are sitting on the mantle right now, and I'm going to add these to what I already have in the vases, which is lamb's ear and I don't know what else. And, but I'm going to add these to it to kind of pull in that color from that picture. And I remembered this color was there. And you know, that's one thing I will say, the Lord has blessed me with the ability to look at a color, remember a color, and be able to go into a store and go, okay, that's the exact color of whatever, coral or pink or blue or green or whatever it is I'm looking for. I have a really, and I don't say a lot of good things about myself, but I really do feel that is a gift. And I want to talk about that gift, you know, because I think that's important. And I do feel like he has gifted me with that ability to be able to, you know, to match my colors and to pull my colors together. And that's why when I saw these, I was like, oh, got to pick these up. They will match perfectly. And they were $16.99. That was a chunk of change for these, but I was like, they're perfect. So I wanted to get those. And I may spatter them about, you know, the Decor and other places too. Like maybe add a couple into my dough bowl and that kind of thing, you know. So I thought these were super pretty. Then I got a little Tahitian Sunrise. This is I'm not going to take it out of the box because I'm not ready to use it yet, but it is a diffuser for my powder room. I like having that powder room smell nice and fresh and pretty. And it smells good. You can smell it from the box. So I thought that was super, super pretty. It was $7.99. And then just 3 more things. One is a piece of coral. Look at that. That's pretty. And $14.99. Do y'all know who loved coral? My mom. My mom had beautiful coral pieces. I don't know what happened to them, unfortunately. And they were real coral. I don't know what happened to them. But she had some beautiful pieces of coral that she used to decorate with in the summertime, and I loved them. So this kind of reminds me of my mom. So I love this. Don't know where it'll end up, but it'll go somewhere. And then this was cute. I wanted to have a second one, but they only had one. The other one was damaged. And I might go back and look and see if I can find a second one somewhere in the store. But this little lighthouse I thought was super pretty. Has little fishies hanging on it. It's cute. Little shell. The nice little windows. And this was $24.99. Before I get to the very last thing, I looked over here to my right and I'm like, you have 3 more things to show them, you ding dong. So I wanted to show you, look, I'm getting more pillows. I fell in love with these pillows. Look at these. Aren't they pretty? It's raised flowers. Look at that. Embroidered almost, but thickly embroidered. I love it. So I got that one. And then I got this one. Chris actually picked out this one. And then I got 2 of these on sale, but I ordered some more forms for in it. I don't like, these are like really foamy, and I don't like the way they feel. I did get them on sale, so I went ahead and purchased new feather foam forms for them. So you'll see these, but these are going to go, these are 22 by 22, and these are 14 by 20, I think, something like that. So anyway, all right. Anyway, I love me some pillows. You all know that. And I actually bought something that wasn't a pillow cover, believe it or not. You know, I usually all the time, just buy pillow covers. Okay, now for the thing where I think you're going to go, okay, Arlene, are you crazy? What were you thinking? Oh my goodness. Well, here you go. Let me just show you. I got this lamp. Yes, it's a lamp. Now, I only bought one. For one thing, it was like 50 bucks. It was like not a cheap lamp. Let me see. Yeah, $49.99. And they had it plugged in, and it was so pretty. And I just thought, I want to put this over on my ivy table. I think this will make a beautiful statement over there on the ivy table. And if I love it that much, I may go and get another one for in my foyer or something, maybe. But we'll have to see how this works out in this side of the house. But I just thought this was so pretty. It is glass. It does have an LED light bulb. Well, I'm not sure whether that's LED or not. I'll have to look at it. But it is beautiful lit up, you guys. Chris is coming to help us. He's going to plug us in. That's just very simple. It does come with a switch here. Switch on and off. But There it is, lit up. How pretty is that, you guys? So pretty. I love it. And from a distance, oh, Chris, we might have to go get another one of these for out in the foyer. Wouldn't it be pretty in the foyer? This is like, oh, Harlan, that was $50. I know. But it's so pretty. I love it. You know where else it would be pretty? 2 of these. Oh, Chris. Although I have the lamps on the mantle. They'd be pretty on a mantle. Just an idea for you guys. I'm not going to use them on my mantle, but they would be, 2 of these would be pretty on a mantle, on top of a mantle. Anyway, that is, I thought to myself when I purchased this, I said, these guys are going to think I've lost my bloody mind. They're going to think I've lost my mind, but I love different and eclectic things. And I think that looks totally different, and I think it looks like summer. I think it looks like coastal. I just love it. Anyway, we'll see how it looks when I get it all incorporated into my decorating. So, but that is it for this one, you guys. I think that's everything. And, you know, I'm getting excited about decorating, and I'm working through my grief here each day. As each day passes, I have ups and downs during the day, and I'll be honest with you, more downs than ups. So I am going to really try to start refocusing my mind a little bit, and turn it toward a little bit of decorating. And I'm going to try to go through this series. And as I said, we have traveling coming up in June, and then we have more traveling coming up with the kids in August. So, you know, we're going to get our pool open. We're going to do, you know, all the good things that we normally do in the summertime, you know. So there'll be a big hole, but we're gonna work through it. All of us here as a family, and together we'll work through it all together. So, so again, thank you guys so much for stopping in here. And I will be back later in the week, and we will get started on our mantle, on the mantle for the coastal decor. And I can't even remember what I had up there last year, but we're going to figure it out, and we're going to start with a little bit of coastal decor. Yep, we're in April, but as I said, I'm traveling in June, and I'll probably be putting up 2 videos a week. And I'm not sure whether that will be Tuesdays and Thursdays. It may be Tuesdays and Thursdays. I know this is Monday. But we'll see if I can get a video up on Thursday, and then we'll fall into a Tuesday, Thursday pattern. And maybe, and just doing 2 videos a week should take us at least to our cruise. And, you know, and then we'll figure out what we're doing afterward. I don't know. But regardless, for now, that's it. It's good to be back. It's good to be, you know, planning something. You know, me, I love decorating, and I'm really looking forward to, you know, getting started on this little series, this little coastal series. So with all that said, for those of you who might be struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness, chronic pain, or have suffered a great loss, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.